Hey everybody, it's Ryan. We're back with another video. Today we're doing our NCAA March Madness bracket for 2021. I'm so excited for this. Let's get into it. We're going to have the West over here. We'll start with that. Then we'll go over to the East, then down to the South, and then the Midwest. And we'll work our way around the bracket. So first, we're starting off with Gonzaga playing the winner of the playing game of Norfolk State and Appalachian State. I'm not going to really pick... I'll pick in the 11 play-ins, but I'm not even going to really pick these 16 play-ins, because whoever wins is not winning. Gonzaga is going to mollywop either one of those teams, and yeah, they're going to get to the round of 32 with ease. Then we have an interesting game here. We have Oklahoma, Missouri. I don't really like either one of these teams. Both ended the season pretty poorly. Oklahoma literally scored 16 points and a half. But if I had to pick a team here, I'll go with the slight upset. I'll go with the 9/8. I'll go with Missouri. It doesn't really matter who wins that. Either team's probably going to get ruined by Gonzaga. Creighton, UCSB. Now, this is a very interesting game right here. UCSB is actually the hottest team in the country, excluding Gonzaga. They've won a lot in a row. 22-4. Creighton got blown out by Georgetown. They haven't looked good lately. I'm going to go with an upset. First upset. Big upset of the bracket. I'm going to go with UCSB beating Creighton and moving on to the round of 32. Then another interesting game for me. We have Virginia taking on Ohio. Ohio won the MAC, and they have Jason Preston, who's really, really good. You have Virginia, who's having COVID issues right now. I'm going to go with another upset. I feel like there's always 1-13 who wins it, and there always seems to be a 12 versus 13 matchup. We had Oregon, UC Irvine last time. I'm going to go with Ohio here to get it done as well and move on to the round of 32. Then we have USC going up against Wichita State and Drake. Out of those two, I think it'll be Wichita State who wins. But either way, I'm going with USC here. I think Evan Mobley and the company are just too good for either one of those teams. Kansas, Eastern Washington, I mean, this is a no-brainer. You got to go with Kansas on that one. Just a no-brainer pick. And now we have another interesting game here. We have Oregon versus VCU. I didn't really like how Oregon ended the season. Obviously, they lost to Oregon State in the semifinal of their conference tournament. VCU lost to St. Bonaventure, who I also think is a pretty solid team. I'm going to go with VCU here. Another 10/7. Or another... Yeah, we have a decent amount of small upset. We have a lot of upsets in this region. That's definitely my most in a region. And then we're going to obviously have Iowa over Grand Canyon to finish off that region. Now let's come down to here. We have Michigan against the winner of Mount St. Mary's and Texas Southern. It doesn't matter either way. Although I think Michigan's the weakest one seed. They're not losing to a 16. They're going to advance there. LSU and St. Bonaventure. This is another good game. St. Bonaventure really known for a really good defense. LSU really known for a great offense. But I liked what I saw of LSU in the SEC championship. I also did like what I saw from St. Bonaventure. But I think LSU is just going to outshoot St. Bonaventure and be able to move on. Then we have Colorado versus Georgetown. Another interesting game here. I don't like any of these 5 seeds, to be honest. Georgetown coming hot off of the conference win in the Big East. Colorado lost to Oregon State. I don't like any of these 5 seeds, so I'm going to go with Georgetown. Yep, another upset coming at you. And then we're going to take Florida State over UNC Greensboro. I don't really see Florida State losing there. Then we have BYU. I'm going to have them take on Michigan State, but either way, I think BYU is also going to move on here. I like how they played against Gonzaga, and I think Texas should, maybe not with, yeah, probably with ease, beat Abilene Christian. UConn, Maryland. I kind of like Maryland, but UConn with James Bouknight, it's just too good. Too good to pass up. You got to go with UConn, and then we're obviously going to finish off with Alabama winning over Iona. So that's that half of the bracket started for the round of 32. Let's move over, and where we're going to obviously be taking Baylor over Hartford. North Carolina, Wisconsin. I'm going to go with UNC. I feel like neither of these teams are the crazy. I think UNC's got the hot hand right now, though. Wisconsin just seems to be cold. Villanova, Winthrop. Another interesting game here. You have Villanova, who is out without Colin Gillespie. You know, they're on a downtrend. Winthrop, I really, really like. I think they could make a type of Cinderella-type run here. Like they could come close to a Loyola run. Like, I'm serious. And I'm going to take them. I'm going to take Winthrop here. And then we're going to take Purdue over North Texas. As I said, besides like Ohio, I don't really like any of these 13 seeds. Texas Tech, Utah State. Texas Tech is always good in tournaments. I'm going to have them advance. Arkansas, Colgate could be a trap game. I'm going to take Arkansas, but Colgate is looking pretty good. Like, this is a bracket buster right here, possibly. But I'm going to take Arkansas to move on. A lot of people are taking Virginia Tech here. They're coming off of COVID. I don't really like either one of these teams, to be honest. But I'm not going to go upset here because I have picked a good amount. I think Florida can get it done against Virginia Tech. I think Ohio State gets a nice draw too because I don't like either one of those teams. I think Ohio State wins as well against Oral Roberts. I think they have a good draw in the second round, whoever they play. Final part of the bracket, we're going to have Illinois over Drexel. Really nothing there. Loyola Chicago, Georgia Tech. This is a really good game, but it really sucks where Loyola was put in the bracket. I was going to have them make a deep run. I will have them beating Georgia Tech, but yeah, Illinois, although that might be a really good game, that's a tough task to beat. Tennessee and Oregon State. Oregon State of any of the 12 seeds is my least favorite. They just don't excite me. Tennessee really doesn't excite me either, but I'm not going to go with every 12 over 5, so we're going to go with Tennessee to move on there. Oklahoma State, Liberty, like literally. Actually, I do like Liberty. I meant to, that's them in Ohio, the 2 13s I like. I don't like Liberty enough to pick them over Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State, but like any other 4 seed, I would pick them. But we're going with Oklahoma State to move past Liberty, although Liberty could give them trouble. San Diego State, Syracuse. Syracuse is not that good. San Diego State could be a sleeper team in this tournament. I'm going to take them. West Virginia, Morehead State. I'm going to be taking West Virginia. Clemson, Rutgers. I mean, God, I don't really like either one of these teams. Rutgers plays in that tough Big Ten, though. Clemson, when they lose, they get blown out. So I'm going to take Rutgers. And then we're going to take Houston to move on past Cleveland State, finishing our first round of the bracket. So let's move up top, back to the round of 32. We're going to take Gonzaga over Missouri. I mean, I really don't have to say anything about that game. UCSB, Ohio. This is going to be, if this happened, this would be a really good game. I think it would come down to the wire. It might be a classic, honestly. But I'm going to go with UCSB. They're the hot hand. I think they can beat that Preston dude. And I think they're going to continue their run into the Sweet 16. Now we're in a little upset pick here. I'm going to go with USC over Kansas. I don't really like Kansas this year. They did play in a pretty good Big 12. They were kind of hot later in the year. But I don't know. I'm kind of high on USC. Maybe not high enough, but at least high enough to get to the Sweet 16. We're going to have Iowa over VCU. I don't really see that happening. Michigan, LSU. Hear me out. I'm not going to take LSU, but if they get hot, they could really outshoot Michigan, and Michigan could be in trouble here. I just don't see a 1 seed going out this early, but if there is one, it's Michigan, and it's right here. LSU could really shoot the crap out of them, but I'm going to take Michigan in a close effort. Georgetown, Florida State. I think Florida State will end Georgetown's run right there. BYU, Texas. I'm going to take Texas. They're very hot right now. UConn, Alabama is such a good game. I love James Booknight. I love UConn. I think they could make a deep run if they were in a different part of the bracket. I just feel like Alabama is a bad draw. I'm going to have Alabama moving on there. Now up top, UNC could give Baylor some fits. We're going to have Baylor moving on there. I don't think they'll have too much of a problem. Winthrop, Purdue. I really like Winthrop. And Purdue they don't really excite me. I think Winthrop could really shoot the crap out of Purdue. And I have them in my Sweet 16. Yep, I have 2 12s in my Sweet 16. I don't have any like other crazy seeds moving on though. Texas Tech, Arkansas, as I said, Texas Tech is good in tournaments, but I think Arkansas is too good here. I'm going to take them. And as I said, whoever Ohio State gets, I think they're moving on as well. I think they have an easy draw until they hit Arkansas. Illinois, Loyola, Chicago, already kind of talked about this. This is going to be a really good game, I think. Like, Loyola could maybe win. They could be a bracket buster here. But I'm going to go with Illinois. They're just too good to go up and pass. And we all know I don't like Tennessee. I already mentioned that. So I'm obviously going Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham will move on to the Sweet 16. San Diego State, West Virginia, another small upset here. I'm going to go with San Diego State. I told you I really like them. I'm not really a huge fan of West Virginia, especially if they got that matchup right away in the round of 32. I'd be picking San Diego State all day long. And then, as I said, I don't like Clemson or Rutgers. Houston kind of is a nice draw as well. I'm going with them to move on past Rutgers into the Sweet 16. So now we have the Sweet 16, Gonzaga, UCSB, I can't even talk. As well as I'd like to take UCSB. Gonzaga is undefeated. They're the best team in the nation. They're not losing there. They're going to the Elite Eight. In Iowa, USC, I think their run will end as well. I think Iowa will also move to the Elite Eight. So we have the 1 and 2 there. Michigan, Florida State. Here's my first 1 seed to be eliminated. It's going to be Michigan. I'm going to take Florida State to go to the Elite Eight. I'm just not high on Michigan. I even debated, as I said, on taking LSU back in round of 32. Texas, Alabama won the SEC. Texas won the Big 12. I'm going to take Texas. I feel like they're just a bit hotter of a team right now. We'll go with the slight 3-2 upset. Up here, this game is very interesting. I'm not going to have Winthrop winning it, but if they got here, this game would be close. Like, they're going to give Baylor a run for their money. I'm taking Baylor, but I'm really, really high on Winthrop, guys. The only reason I'm really not taking them is because if I did, they'd, 1, be in my Elite Eight, and 2, they'd probably be my Final Four, because I think if you can beat Baylor, you could beat Arkansas. So, yeah, I'm going to have Winthrop's run in there, but if this game did happen, if Winthrop did get here, which, I mean, it's going to be tough, but I think they might be able to win. Arkansas, Ohio State. I'm going to go with another slight upset here. We're going to go Arkansas over Ohio State. Ohio State, they're good in the Big Ten and all, but I think Arkansas is good enough. Illinois, Oklahoma State. This is another. Illinois kind of has a tough bracket, so they could get upset, but they're really good. I'm going to have them beating Cade Cunningham in Oklahoma State. That's another really tough draw, though, for them. San Diego State, Houston. This is my biggest upset, I guess, of the Elite Eight, or of the Sweet 16. I'm going to have San Diego State be my lowest seed heading to the Elite Eight. I think they can knock off Houston. San Diego State's pretty underrated. I think they're Elite Eight, for sure. Gonzaga, Iowa. You have Luka Garza, but Gonzaga is once again the best team in the nation. They're going to take care of Iowa, I believe. Florida State, Texas. Florida State's run is going to end here. I'm going to go with the hot hand in Texas to move on to the Final Four. Baylor, Arkansas. I'm not going to have 3 1s in the Final Four. I'm only going to have 2. We're going to have Arkansas pull out the upset there. I think Baylor's time's done. As I said, they almost, in my opinion, could lose to Winthrop. If that game did happen, it might. Winthrop might lose to Villanova. Who knows? But I just think Winthrop can have a good run. So I'm going to take Arkansas there. And then Illinois, San Diego State. Illinois is going to end San Diego State's run, sadly, but it's a good job well done if San Diego State could get that far. But I think Illinois is too good, and they're going to move to the championship. Now we have both 1s and 3s in both my conferences, and we're going to take the 1s. I'm going to go chalk here with these. Gonzaga, once again, best team in the nation. Illinois, they are good. They won the Big Ten, so that tells you a lot. They are good. Gonzaga, Illinois. Now here's my champion pick. No team has ever gone undefeated since like the 70s, right? And I'm keeping that going. I am going with a slight upset. Obviously, they're both 1s, but I'm going with Illinois to win it all. They have the toughest road, in my opinion, to get here out of any of the 1s. But I'm going to go with 81-78. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think Illinois will win it. So comment down below what you guys thought of my bracket. I think it's pretty good. A lot of 12s over 5s happen. I usually 113 over 4 happens. And I do have 2 12s. Well, one of them kind of has to happen over here because it's a 12-13. Or I could have the 13 go. But, yeah, I didn't really need to have Winthrop in my Sweet 16. But I really like this Winthrop team. I think they're a dark horse, 23-1. But, yeah, comment down below what you guys think of my bracket. I'll see you guys later. Peace out and have a good night.